Moving on here with a signature and a smile, the mayor of Los Angeles signed an executive directive aimed at getting Hollywood back to work.
Susan Hirasuna now to explain what her directive will do and what young filmmaker thinks about these efforts. Susan.
He's not impressed. There's been much talk in the city of Los Angeles on how to bring production back to Hollywood. In this company town, the complaints are many. The primary call is for more tax incentives, but meet a young filmmaker who would love that, but says the permits and fees, that's what almost pushed him to shoot out of state. This is a look at a trailer for a new movie shot in Los Angeles. The star of the movie also wrote and produced the film. Austin James Wolff said he sunk his life savings and crowdfunded to shoot his film. The title, Wally Jackson and the Probability of Love and Car Accidents. Title might be a long one, but not as nearly long as the list of fees and permits he needed to shoot here in Los Angeles.
We had to pay a non-refundable application fee, a park monitor fee, a park monitor reporting fee, a notification fee, and if that wasn't enough, we also had to pay a film use fee. And now if any of these fees sound like they're kind of the same thing, they kind of are. The local government is sort of double dipping with the amount of fees that we have to pay.
While we're continuing to directive lowers costs and streamlines the processes for filming, there would also be increased access to iconic locations like the Port of LA and Griffith Observatory, to name just two locations. Mayor Bass also wants city departments to work together to require only one city employee at shoot locations. Film LA, by the way, reports there's been a 22.4% drop in on-location productions in Greater LA in this first quarter of the year. So we have seen productions go downward, and there's the number.
Well, there's two things that are happening at the same time. One is productions are going to other places, but two, there's just fewer productions. Since we've seen the strike and since we've seen like a lot of the streaming companies cut back, they're just not filming as much anywhere in the world.
And meantime, I should also point out that there's some action in Sacramento as well. The governor is pushing for better tax incentives.
Yeah, $750 million tax incentive, which stayed in the governor's budget.
Wondering too how much the wildfires played into this, because a lot of people work in the industry were affected.
Yeah, in terms of like even having them here.
Just a disruption to life in general.
That's exactly right. Yeah. That is right. Yeah.
All right, Susan, thank you. Developing tonight, LA Mayor Karen Bass has signed an executive order to help get Hollywood back to work. The mayor promising lower fees and an easier permitting process. Susan Hirasuna is here to introduce us to a man who pretty much self-funded his movie, and he's not impressed. I mean, he says there's a whole lot of red tape to cut through.
A whole lot of red tape, but that's what she's promising to cut through. Of course, his film is done. He's in the process now of putting it together. But in this company town, not enough people are working. There's been so many complaints, far fewer solutions, right? Well, now that Mayor Karen Bass has signed this executive director to make it easier to film in LA, the question is, will it be enough?
LA did not make it easy for us to shoot our movie.
Meet Austin James Wolff.
You want to see the equation?
He wrote, produced, and starred in this film and was committed to shoot here in Los Angeles, his adopted hometown. But it wasn't easy.
Oh, you also have to pay a park monitor fee. You also have to pay a notification fee. And you also have to pay a film use fee. And I said, well, what about all the fees I just paid? They're like, oh, yeah, that was just the application. That was just for the right to film here. Now, if you actually want to film here, you have to pay these fees in 24 hours or we're going to take away your permits.
And so I will be signing a new executive directive that will make it far easier to film in Los Angeles. Movies, television shows, and commercials.
LA's Mayor Karen Bass announced her plan to increase Hollywood productions here. But so far, Wolff is not impressed.
Her new proposals, I'll be honest, they sound like a lot of lip service to me.
The mayor's directive would streamline processes to film around the greater Los Angeles area and lower fees. She also wants to increase access to iconic sites in LA like the Port. Wolff has an example of what he encountered when he wanted to film in an LA library. The city required he hire cops for an 8-hour shoot.
They would have been paid $75 an hour. Which I don't get paid that much at my job. And I'm very happy that they get paid that amount, but it just became unfeasible for our indie film.
Instead, he used a library in Simi Valley. Well, Wolff went on to say that if he could do it over, he'd do all the filming in Simi Valley because They were so friendly. Yes, that's still part of the LA area, but not in the city of Los Angeles. He is an indie filmmaker with a relatively small budget. He said if the fees in LA had pushed his budget over $200K, he would have ditched California altogether and then flown the principal people to someplace like, say, Georgia.
Yeah, well, we love Simi Valley, right?
Yes, it's his hometown.
But there were a lot of folks there in support of this with the mayor today, right?
Absolutely,
I mean,
all the
PGA,
unions.
the SAG-AFTRA, all these folks saying this is going to make a big difference
We
for them.
want to go back to work is basically what everybody is saying. And we want to see people back to work. It makes such a difference for not just those that are working on the production, but those that have something to do with it. Dry cleaners, caterers, they all want to see Hollywood be Hollywood again.
And part of the thing, not only where you film, but there's just been less filming
In general.
because a lot of the streamers have said that they spent too much money. The SAG-AFTRA strike made filming more expensive, and so we've seen the number of productions around the world cut down, and that's a problem too.
It is absolutely true.
Yeah.
So, but this can't hurt.
It can't hurt, yeah. And there are some great places to film, like Griffith Observatory and
Absolutely.
others. All right, Susan, thank you. Still to